So that is also part of what you need to work about. Then another thing you need to work on is that if you are a pastor, teach your team or surround yourself. You know you are not perfect as a foreigner. Don't surround yourself with imperfect people like that too. So if I'm the pastor, I am already having too much minuses. I'm black, I'm having accent, I'm having all these problems trying to find pace and stretch and all those things. I'm already full of trouble. I now need to find left and right side people at least who are good, who speak with the right. But then because of my own wisdom, I will be able to manage the rest of the thing. But I need support. I need support. I need help. That's why when you saw me in church today, you see that most of the people on stage who are talking, they are not like me. Yeah. And the only reason you saw those black people singing there is because they came to visit the Central Church to sing today. Otherwise, those churches, all these churches we have all over the city, they don't even know one another. Some of them don't even know we have a black church, an English church. But otherwise, you wouldn't have seen any black man at all. Only that place where the translation is. That's where you see them. Because everybody on stage is what they are familiar with. I don't know if you are getting it. So the inadequacies and my weaknesses are overwhelmingly compensated for. So when I now come forward, they can easily tolerate me because all other people there, everything is perfect. And then they see that I'm also trying. So, but if it is foreigners you have all around you, then they have to go through the same process, all pronunciation, accent, and all those things, phonetics, and everything. Next point that you need to work on. If you if you have people from your area or from your culture coming to you, you've got to tell them that, okay, on private level, personal level, we can talk. Maybe in the office or at home, we'll talk the language. But when any other person from another culture is there, especially in the church, we don't go vernacular. So you must, because if you are in Nigeria, you go for vernacular as much as you want. But if you are here among where the predominant culture is, you must try to, to lower that. So in the church, you don't speak vernacular. Speak at home. Speak in the office. Speak where other people will not be having the wrong impression that, this is a black church or a minority church. Next point. When you are ministering and you want to have cross-cultural ministry and you are the minority in that culture, or even if you are the majority, but you want to reach out to another culture which is not your culture, don't just rely on the gospel. This is the next point. Don't just rely on the gospel. Yes, the gospel itself is powerful enough. Yes, the gospel itself is the power of God to salvation unto them that believe. But what about when you cannot communicate that gospel? That power of God is neutralized, is paralyzed, and it's not gospel's fault. It is the bottle. It is the bottle's, the wineskin's fault. So, which means, what I want to say here, you need to know that most of the time, the reason why people come to us or to our church, if they are from another culture or from another race or from another something, is not because of the gospel. The reason why they will come to you is the wrapper or the package. How well you are able to package the gospel in a palatable cultural sense to them. The gospel must make cultural sense to that culture you are reaching out to. I don't know if you are getting me. You must become all things to all men. So if the gospel that you have is like this sweet now, You see the candy inside? I'm not saying the candy. You know what I'm saying? The package. So the reason why I bought it is not because of what is inside. I don't even know what is inside yet. But you know the reason I bought it? It's very attractive. So the gospel, that is not the reason why people come to you from other culture in other culture. It is because you have been able to, the gospel is inside, but you have been able to wrap it in a very culturally acceptable manner to them. That attraction, that package, this packaging you have, must be exactly the culture and the acceptance norms of that culture. So if you want white people to come to you, that's exactly what you have to look at. How do they, you have to package it in a white communication and way of how they reason, how they think, then before they get to gospel. Before people get to the gospel, people don't get to the gospel immediately. It is the encounter culture before they get the gospel. So when they come to your church as a black person, they don't see the gospel. They just see you are do. So the gospel, the culture, therefore, has completely blocked out. They will never get to the gospel. So, but if you know, so whatever people see first, just like you see this package first, before you see what is inside, that's exactly the way gospel is. It is the cultural package that people see first. And it is that cultural package that they accept first before they get to the content of the gospel itself. So what am I talking about here? I'm talking about music. That's one of the first things people will say. I'm talking about the nature of problems you are talking about. So if you want to minister to white people or Europeans and you are talking about barrenness, you have lost them. Or you are talking about delay, the anointing of delay, or whatever they call it, the cause of delay or something, what you call it. Destiny helper. Or that you have the delay anointing, not anointing, what is it? Demon of delay, the spirit of delay. The spirit of delay. Generational curses. All those superstitions, all those things, those are cultural superstitions. But we don't know they are superstition in Africa. We have cultivated them to the gospel. And we have mixed up so much superstition and syncretism and paganism into the gospel that we don't even know the difference again. To us, everything is gospel. But those things, those are primitive cultural, syncretistic, paganistic, cultural presentations that don't sell with the white people. So we want to look at the nature of problems that they address. So for white people, if you want to minister to them, minister to their problems. So what are the problems you want to emphasize? You want to emphasize psychological issues.
Yes, sir.
You want to emphasize depression. You want to emphasize drinking. You want to emphasize sleeping tablets or things like that. You want addictions. You want to emphasize depression. You want to emphasize mental issues, health. You want to emphasize family. You want to emphasize divorce. You want to emphasize children. You want to emphasize, children and behavioral issues. Yes. Huh? I should repeat again, but it's being recorded. See video everywhere. Can you go and watch it?
How about things like work-life balance?
Yes, those are the kind of things. Yes, well-being, lifestyle. Yes, losing weight. Yes. So you want to emphasize. Apart from one is music. Another one is problems. Another one is style. You don't go to church every time in dress in suit like that, and wearing suits and jacket all the time. Like if you do that with the white people, you push them off immediately. You are presenting yourself as a white collar person, but most of them don't fancy that. Even if they themselves are white collar people, they just go to the office to be like that. But in real life, they want to be more casual. But in our own place, you must dress to kill. You must dress the way you want to be addressed. So to them, their own style is different in that sense. So styles, like the way we do our, for example, styles like all these ushers. Do you see ushers in our place? No, you don't notice all the ushers don't going, walking about, doing. No, they have to be low key. That's with the white people. Yeah. As if they are not there. They are there, but as if they are not there. Yeah. You don't pay attention to. They don't like all those in your face kind of thing. You don't push. You don't become pushy. You give help when they need it. You don't, push them. You need this. You need this. No. Then they begin to suspect you. They begin to think that you have something to gain. You are being funny. You are dodgy. So styles of how they do things, how you do things, those things must change. So those are the kind of things what did I call the point?
That's the fourth point.
Yeah, what did I,
Psychological issues, depression.
Yeah, those are the issues. But the main topic itself.
Oh, sorry.
Problems.
No. Before
Just rely on the gospel.
Don't just rely on the gospel. It is not the gospel that is the main. All the things I'm saying are just examples on that. Yeah. Yes. The packaging. You must package. Yeah. You must know how to package the gospel. Yeah. You must wrap it. The packaging of the gospel. It's not just the gospel that brings people to God. It is the packaging of it in the right cultural. It has to have the right cultural packaging. Next question. Next point. If you really want to reach out to other culture, make sure you set up the meeting, the service itself now, proper service or meeting in a way that the people you want to attract are the people you put forward. So let's say you are living in Ukraine and you're a black man and you want Ukrainians to be coming, make sure that the greeters are Ukrainians. Okay. Make sure that the choir is Ukrainian. Make sure everything they are seeing is Ukrainian, is expressing something that looks like them.
Like the person for the illustration.
Huh?
Like the person you use for the illustration.
Yes, you see.
Yeah.
It has to be exactly things that remind them of themselves. And that's how you attract them. So assimilate the local people into your mode of service. So when you are the minority that they don't already respect, put the ones they respect, the ones they accept. And then you only come to do the message. All other things are being done by people and things they are associated, they are more familiar with.
It's already gone far, because for you to get all the people,
Right,
the
people.
creators and all of that,
Yeah.
you must have.
That's why you do. Yes.
Okay. So
And you must start. You start with a group, with a small group of them, and then even if it is 5 people, those 5 people must be ones that are. And it's good to start with them. Start with a small group, go to 10, and let those 10 people now be the main actors.
Sorry, sir. Because you just talking and I have a situation, sir, concerning what you just said. You said that.
Just a minute. You have to always speak to the microphone.
I have a situation. Okay, I have a situation, sir. You said now that we put them in all this strategy play.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you said we put them on all these strategy positions, ushers, greeters, choir, that come for the world. Now, I have a situation, sir, that there's a brother in my place, an Irish, and I have quite some people in my church, about 8 or 10 of them, that came with him because he was their teacher before. But I then noticed that these people that came with him, they love to see him teaching.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying.
They love to. And I do 2 Sundays. I give him 2 Sundays to teach. But still, it's like they want more.
Yeah,
I felt if I continue going that way, because not to lose authority, I felt I may cause a problem in my focus and the vision of the church, because I've tried the border on some few occasions, on some messages that will relate to my mission, my assignment, and it could not function very well. But if it's other areas, teaching like faith, like healing, the guy can be very good. So and I discovered about it. You can't keep teaching that all the time. So I felt I must stick to my message and my primary message of hope to the people. So sometimes I try to give him some topic to teach. He doesn't seem to do it very well. In fact, there was a time I gave him a topic just because I wanted him to. Just like today, we have our first Sunday is a Thanksgiving and a Holy Communion. So I allow him to take the Holy Communion. His teaching was just so very bad. So if I try to give him another topic, I'm having a problem with him. But if he's just pick a topic on his own area of faith or healing, it can be very good. But I discovered that the people, especially the side of the church that came through him, they love to see him. They love to see him teaching.
In that case, what you have to do is that, first of all, just make him one of your assistants. Like I said, it's not about teaching he has to do. Let him go and make the announcements. Let him go and talk about maybe offering. Let him go and do other things that, short. Let him, the main important thing that he needs to do is to feature out there. And then if there are opportunities, maybe when you are absent or something, yes, he can do his own and alongside others, not just him, yes, alongside others. But the most important thing is that the reason why all other people want him to be teaching and they are looking forward to him is that they are not busy yet.
They are not busy.
Busy yet.
You don't get it.
Okay.
Because they are looking forward for him to be the one teaching all the time, because they are just members who come to listen. And he stands for their own identification, for their own identity.
Yes.
He is the folk. It's like them. Whenever he comes, they see themselves. That's why they want to see him there the more. But that is because they are not busy. But if all of them is busy having their own function, everybody they doing their own thing, they don't have time to see him anymore. They must be busy and active. So but when they are not busy and active, they are just coming to church and they are not seeing anybody representing them, being like them, it's like they are wasted. But each time he is there, it's like at least one of our own is there now. That is why.
Is that what happened in Acts of the Apostle, where they now said when they were having issues with the widows and said, Ellingis and things, he says that let us face the main purpose of our own calling, right? All the other things was to allow them to feature all around the church.
Nobody must feel like neglected. And so the key is that each one of those 10 must have a burden or a calling, or one of them might have a burden for youth. Let be with the youth. One of them might have a burden for the marketplace, or for children, or for let them be busy, not just during the service, but during the day, during the weekday. So but in the service, assimilate them into the mode of service. Let them feature, speak. Let them, not just that pastor who is your assistant, let all other people also be coming to the platform to do speaking sometimes. Let them talk about their own ministry a little bit, 5 minutes. Let them do presentation about what they are doing. Let them introduce their subject. Let them talk about their youth. Let them talk about the women and the children. So in the process of service, so 5 out of those 10 feature this one Sunday. 5 features in another Sunday. Another 3 featured in another Sunday. So all of them is not, so they are not looking forward to just him being featuring. They themselves are now featuring. They themselves are now becoming equal on the same level as that other one. So expose them to the platform, give them authority, give them delegation, let them have outreaches to their own people. Their most important ministries should be what they are doing outside, because that is where their millions of their own people are. So every one of them must have a ministry outreach to the people outside of the four walls of the church. They must not see what they are seeing, what they are doing in church as their ministry. That is not ministry, that is homekeeping. If you read my book, Church Shifts, again, you will see that anything you do in the church, that's not your ministry, that's homekeeping. Their own focus must be anything that engages them with their people, with their culture, that is how people come. So if you are a singer, don't just come and sing praise and worship church. But you must be doing that singing, either teaching students or teaching pupils or singing. That what you do out there, that is the ministry. Here is just homekeeping. And that is how from where you attract people now. And that's how church grows. Because that way they will be pulling the crowd from their spheres of influence and whatever they are engaging the people with. And that's how people come with them. And you have a lot of those local people in your church. Next point. Make sure you use them to be the point of contact, the local people to their own people. They must be the point of contact. You are the one behind the scene. And you are only the senior pastor, leading them, giving them direction. So your most important thing you are doing is your closed door, behind the scene training you are giving them, and responsibility you are distributing to them, and how you are strategizing with them. Not what you do on Sundays. The meetings, the leadership meeting you have, when you are now strategizing to help them discover who they are, take responsibility for their calling, for their own sphere, making them to be effective in taking dominion and over their own spheres of influence. That is the main thing you should be doing. But the ones you just do on Sundays and show on Sunday, that is just like cosmetic. It is what you make them to do from Monday to Friday to Saturday before Sunday. How you are able to motivate them, how you're able to inspire them, how you're able to help them get their own land, their own burden, their own ministry outside the world, and how effective they are, how you are ministering, monitoring them to be really good, encouraging them, helping them. That is what now attracts people, crowd into the church. Next point. So you use them as a showcase, as the what do we call it, point of contact. Next point. If it's possible, if they are matured enough, use them as leaders of worship, leaders of ushers, leaders of evangelism, all those things that are that are going to demand meeting with unbelievers or new people. Let them be the ones in charge. If they are not mature enough to be the ones in charge, put them in the groups under somebody, but let them be active there and give them free will. Next point. Furnish your building. The furnishing of the building has to be to the standard of the culture you now live in. It has to be to the level of the standard of excellence that culture demands for. So, for example, all the churches that I've been to, black churches or African churches that I've been to in the West, all of them have been like Ajegule or Lagos, compared to the excellence that is demanded by the culture. Even though they are in America, even though they are in Canada, even though they are in England. But the level of their excellence, when white people go there, they see everything. They see all the lack of excellence. Yeah, all those things, or no water, or something, no paper, or things are just not clean. They're not people don't care how big a building you have here. It's the finishing they care more for. Yes, it is not how fancy, how big, how expensive. It is if you get to your car, how the detail, the finishing, the finance is what they care about. So when that thing is not there, they don't want to. It's like they are coming from a higher level to a lower place. They don't want to find themselves in Cambodia in your church. It's like they are kidnapped in Thailand. So you must make sure that you call them. Don't put a black man in charge of furnishing of your place. Call them the best of them, who, even if they are unbelievers. Call professionals to furnish your place for you, but of their culture, to the level of their cultural demand, and to the level of their excellence. Call their stylists. So a lot of African churches, they don't know they are stylists. They don't know the difference. They don't even use them. Then call designers. Call people who know taste, because don't put the taste that doesn't appeal to them. Call things that they can. The people to just keep the place for you. Yeah, not just decoration, but day in, day out. Yeah, management, and you have to put the place, make it to really be to their standard, not lower than their standard. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Next point. There are some cultures. For example, if you go to Australia, you don't wear suit. If you wear suit in Australia, you lose touch with the people. Because the only people who wear suit in Australia are politicians or the people at work. Yes. So if you want to go to Australia and appeal to the people, you must have a lot of shirts like this. T-shirts, yeah. So if you have a choir, all your people, you must make sure that your choir dresses to the taste and the acceptable standard of dressing, not of like, for example, the way American white people dress in church, like American white people, is extravagant to a lot of Europeans.
Wow.
They don't like it. So don't just say we must look good, we must dress. Say, no, let them dress. If the average culture, the people of the culture like to wear casual, your praise and worship must wear casual. And your usher and people must wear casual too. It must be what the people want to see on a daily basis. If it is jeans they wear, the culture wears, make sure that your people are not different from that. They also wear jeans. If it is t-shirt that the culture appreciates at a certain time, make sure that is what you present to them. So they don't come to church and think like, oh, who are these people? Why are they doing? Why are they dressed like that? Are they a cult? Are they some strange people? Are they especially when they're already suspicious about you. Religion is already suspicious. In Europe, any form of religion, it doesn't matter. Religious is a suspicion. Yeah. Then you are black, double suspicion. Then you speak with accent, triple suspicion. Even among their own white Europeans, but once they become religious, they're already a problem. They're already suspicious. Even among their own white people, among themselves. Yeah. Once it goes to religion, they're already careful. So you must know these things. Yes.
In America,
You have what?